Hi, this is Tom Kane, the voice of Jedi Master Yoda. And this is Inside the Force. Listen, you will. Foreseen it I have, yes.
It is a period of Star Wars mania, as new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
Hey everyone, welcome back Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham here with Casey Cooley.
Hello everybody.
And we are doing our pre-episode before the holidays. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that's listening to us during your Turkey Day or a little bit after. Yep. Hope you're enjoying the weekend. We are going to talk all kinds of stuff Star Wars here today as we gear up still. Tomorrow will be 3 weeks. Is that right?
Yes.
3 weeks tomorrow.
Yes. That we will see it.
Gosh.
Yeah, 3 whole weeks. Like,
wow. Okay.
It used to be 3 years. Now it's 3 weeks.
Unbelievable. We're kind of doing a little bit unconventional here. We're at my sound booth at work.
The place of work.
So we don't have our Star Wars books in front of us that we're going to do any profiling or talk about any kind of canon stuff. So that's out. But a lot of different topics I think we're going to hit on in this episode. For one, I guess we'll just kind of do our normal rundown of things. The movie news, I guess, really not much going on as far as some obviously just tons more marketing.
Oh yeah, more TV spots are coming out. That's pretty much it. I think there's been at least one in the past week.
Well, they did a Finn one,
right? Kind
of a Finn centric, which you haven't seen.
No, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
That one's not bad. I mean, I watched it.
Yeah,
it's it's a little bit more than what's in the trailer, but not much more. A couple more shots here and there, but that's really it. So really kind of still, again, trying to really make it seem like he's the new lightsaber wielder.
Which I guess he could be, but that's too
obvious.
Unless they're both. I just think Rey's 100% a Force user.
I agree.
Unless they both are, but it's Rey.
The big thing about the movie I wanted to kind of get into and read is this stunning interactive announcement that Disney and Google just announced, which was a couple days ago actually, but I just actually read it today. So the new big craze, and I'm in the field because I work in I work at a production company. Virtual reality is coming.
Right.
It is coming hardcore.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, have you done one of these things before?
I haven't actually get my hands on it, but I've watched videos and read a lot about it.
So we have actually one of those Google things floating around the office here.
A cardboard?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And about 2 weeks ago, someone said, hey, you got to check this out. And they slid their phone in there, and you go to an app. And what I saw was the Insidious 3 trailer. Mm-hmm. They did a VR trailer.
Okay.
And it is unbelievable.
Like you're looking around inside the world of the trailer, basically?
Well, basically, the trailer is set up to where there's an old lady sitting across from you, and you're sitting on a chair,
right?
And she's telling you the story, and stuff in this house.
You can look around.
You can look around. This stuff happens in this house. Like all of a sudden, just like coffee cart like starts wheeling across, and you're like freaking out, and then all of a sudden everything goes. It's just crazy. Yeah,
because I've seen 360 videos on YouTube where you can you can scroll around the video, that kind of thing. But this is like more motion, like you're physically looking.
You're actually in it. Yeah, you're actually in it. So this too, also, which is weird. That one was different because you can look down into the chair and not see a person, so you couldn't see yourself.
Right.
Well, then they loaded up this other video where it was straight up a virtual reality experience, and it was you getting wheeled into a insane asylum.
Okay.
So you were a patient. Now you could look down and actually see your body. And
oh, really?
Yes, you can see a body that you're in. So it's as if you were, your head was on the shoulders of this patient, and you're getting wheeled in, and it's just like the craziest video. I mean, and to the point where I started getting a little motion sickness because it feels like you're getting wheeled in a wheelchair. But then the stuff that was happening in it, like I got to the point where I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Like I was literally freaking out.
It's exciting. They said this is for Insidious as well, or this is for something else?
That was just completely something else. That's like some app that makes videos for the VR experience. So nothing in particular, just to scare the hell out of you. So what's happening now, though, is it's been announced that Disney and Google are creating a VR experience for The Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. And I'll just read a little bit out of this article here, but basically what's happening is on December 2nd, which is a week from today, actually, a new virtual reality experience developed along with Google and Verizon. This it will feature a first-of-its-kind serialized Google Cardboard reality experience that combines a compelling story which ties directly into the opening of Star Wars The Force Awakens. With the very latest cutting-edge virtual reality technology, the Google Cardboard virtual reality experience will be live in the official Star Wars app and is available on both iOS and Android devices.
So you get the app, and then if you have Cardboard, then you just slide your phone in there.
Turn
on the app.
Interactive experience that leads up to Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, is that something you will do?
Probably. I mean, I hope it's not like, I don't want to see like Rey getting into some kind of trouble. Like, I don't know. I think I'll do it, though. I may have you do it first and tell me about it.
Probably that's a good idea. Because the thing about it is again, I'm totally open to stuff that's coming from Star Wars.
Right. Yeah,
so this is directly from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this won't be from the movie. This is just backstory.
It's a lead into the movie, so it is canon material. It sounds like so. Obviously canon, but
it's pretty exclusive stuff. It's not like something you're going to see in the movie, like not like the same scenes or anything like that. This is totally separate.
I bet you. I have a feeling. To your point, though, I have a feeling it's going to be Rey backstory stuff on Jakku.
Like,
that's what I'm
Rey backstory, or
that's what I'm guessing.
When you just first told me about it, I was thinking of like First Order going down to planning an attack on Jakku or something like that, or First Order
maybe.
Resistance.
Well, that's true.
Stuff,
but because you remember they did release a 360 video, of
Jakku
her on the speeder, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of thinking that it's like more of that, more of her maybe looking for stuff,
right?
Or doing stuff, or maybe the First Order plan. I don't think it's going to go that in depth, though. I think that's going to keep it a little bit more secret there. I think it's just going to be simply her kind of living how she lives.
That'll be fine if it's not like,
yeah. So ILM and LAB, I don't know what LAB is a laboratory for immersive entertainment from Lucasfilm. Industrial Light Magic and Skywalker Sound created the virtual reality content for the Google Cardboard VR experience, utilizing the group's combined expertise in special effect design and artistry. So it's straight from ILM that's going to be doing this. So I'm pumped. That looks crazy. So we have one of those things floating around here, so I'll definitely check that out on December 2nd. And thankfully I got rid of my Windows Phone because I wouldn't be able to do it then. All right, so that's kind of the only movie kind of thing. Now the other thing, I'll get into that later. The other thing about the movie stuff is I want to say it's a little disturbing.
Yeah.
Because you told me about this.
Right.
But apparently there's a lot of leaked,
like legitimately
leaked footage, not footage, storylines.
Right.
From junior novels that are coming out.
Yeah.
When the movie comes out, because the novelization of the movie I think comes out roughly the same time too.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure if these are like what kind of books, because there's always those like kid coloring books that reveal some kind of character or some kind of thing. So I don't know if it's something like that subtle or if it is like a junior novelization of the film or something like that. But leaked,
which is people are saying reveals planets.
Yeah, it reveals
characters' names.
There's three things that I read the headline. It's planets, which is fun. I mean, maybe there's a surprise planet that cameos in there, like Coruscant or whatever. It's like I want to be surprised if Coruscant shows up, kind of. Who Max von Sydow plays?
Yes,
which again could be a big deal, could not be a big deal, but regardless, it reveals who he plays, and a fate of a certain character. Now they go a little bit further to describe what type of character, because they don't say who it is. Like, it reveals the fate of Han Solo. He doesn't say that. It just says reveals the fate of so and so. Something, which I won't say because I honestly believe that the way they described it, I can make some connections to it. But so I'll just say it reveals the fate of a character from the movie, which is ridiculous that would be leaked. That's a spoiler. That's like the whole movie.
That's a huge spoiler.
Not the whole movie. And it's very upsetting. But stay clear, people, of the internet.
So that is out there. So you got 3 weeks. I think you waited this long.
Yeah, you can wait.
Try not to get spoiled because it could ruin your experience. I'm definitely staying away from. I'm actually finding myself staying away from news sites that I go to.
Yeah, a comic book movie. It's hard.
Yeah. I'm really just going to StarWars.com and that's it. And that's really the only thing I'm looking at. And then right now it's easy too because I'm thinking about Christmas and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I'm playing Battlefront.
I'm playing Battlefront. I'm looking at ToysRUs.com and stuff for what to get the kids and stuff like that. So stay away from that. Let's see.
They're also breaking some records already. Still, they're still pre-sales.
Yes.
It's like getting to $50 million.
Pre-sales last tick was $50 million.
That's insane.
They're saying it's going to be $100 million opening day.
Yeah,
opening day. That's pre-sale.
Yeah.
Pre-sale.
That's the greatest of all time.
That is ridiculous. Well, $50 million's 10 times higher than the original.
Yeah.
I think it was $5 million for Hunger Games.
Yeah.
So that's 10 times better there. And you're talking...
That's already bigger than opening day, isn't it? Oh, no, that's not. What's the biggest opening day? I can't even think.
The biggest opening day, I think, is
around 50, a little more than 50?
A little over 100.
Over 100?
Which I think was Avengers. Which was Age of Ultron, I think, was 100, maybe 110.
Mm-hmm.
But that was including the day of, right? So you're talking just pre-sale.
Yeah.
We're not talking people trying to go that day, which, there's going to be plenty of theaters. Now, the question is how many theaters they do open this thing on, because, I mean, we are looking at it around here in Lexington, like, one theater here has got it on 8 screens.
Right.
Half the 16 that they have. First few showings already sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still time for people to go up and buy tickets. So that's what I'm saying. Like, by the 17th, 100 million pre-sale. Mm-hmm. People are still going to go spend the money to go watch. You're talking, oh man,
$150 million opening,
maybe more.
Million?
Yeah. Opening day it could be 150, 160 easy.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
Yes,
yeah. And then that weekend, I don't even want to know. I mean, that weekend, jeez.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very, very good news on that side. Now, on the Rebel side, actually, a new episode comes tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're obviously recording this a little earlier, so new episode tonight of Rebels. That is called, I think it was called First Strike or something like that, or dang, I had it. I'll tell you right here. It's nope, they didn't do it. Thought they had a preview on here before it. Okay, so I can't remember. It's something Strike. I can't remember. So anyway, that's on tonight. New episode of Rebels. So go Stealth Strike. Got it. Boom. Yep. Stealth Strike. So we'll talk about that next week. We'll review that next week as we watch that. Still got some comics to review. We'll get to that. I didn't bring any books and stuff like that. So we'll move on to that next week as well. All right. What else is?
We did commentary this week, which you'll be looking for.
We did.
Keep that up, guys.
We did.
Episode 2 just got released. We just released our episode 2 commentary.
Yeah, so let's talk about episode 2 a little bit.
Yeah.
Anything beyond, what was funny is that we kind of talked afterwards. Mm-hmm. I remember specifically in episode 2 because episode 2 is one of those that it took, I don't know, I know a lot of people already know this, but it took me sitting down talking to you about it and really dissecting it to realize it literally is the weakest of the films. I mean, it's but I really wanted to kind of figure out why, and we talked afterwards, which I wish we would have talked about it on
the actual
commentary, but it took a little while to dissect, but I think what it really lacked was the true villain.
Yes, the
true villain. Like, who is the villain in this episode?
Yeah. Well, don't know. I feel like they always advertised. For the advertisement when the movie came out and all that stuff, it's always been like Django and Count Dooku. And that's kind of the only people that they always describe. But there's no consistent villain necessarily. I mean, Django kind of is, but he's not really present. There's not a.
He's just a hired gun too, though.
Yeah, there's not like an impending doom. They keep talking about Count Dooku, but it's never really clarified if he's even a villain or not. Like, he's leader of the Separatist movement, but is he the one behind the attacks of Padme and all that stuff? But
right.
Even when you reveal to him at the end, towards the end of Geonosis, like, he's only in like a few scenes, really. Like the exchange with Obi-Wan, the Geonosis arena stuff, and the battle at the end, and then Sidious at the very end. And then a few minutes in episode 3. So he's not in the movie a whole lot, but he kind of is. Yeah, the main. But no, there's not a consistent villain.
And there's not really, and he's not a threatening villain,
right?
Like in in episode 1 when Darth Maul's introduced, it's like, wow, this guy is a threat.
Yeah,
he's with Dooku, like you said, you don't even see him.
Yeah,
until when Obi-Wan arrives on Geonosis.
Yeah, and he's sneaking around, and you see him like you don't even know it's him until Obi-Wan calls him Dooku after he's captured.
That's right.
You really don't, unless you just recognize him from marketing.
And you don't really know that he is the actual apprentice now.
Yeah.
Until maybe his red lightsaber lights up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, he does mention something about my master and all this stuff later, but it's still like what I think it would have helped, because a lot of people were obviously turned off by what? The Anakin Padme love story. Right. Because if you do look at it, the entire movie now, and I really had to dissect it because I'm almost done putting together this Attack of the Clones trailer.
Right.
I mean, there's really no action from after the first Coruscant scene when they split up all the way till the final battle. Mm. The only thing that happens is the Django Obi-Wan fight a little bit. Mm-hmm. Other than that, there's no action.
Yeah.
It's all investigating.
Get a lot of chases, chasing around, like Coruscant chasing to Geonosis. Yeah, and you got a lot of, and then the big Geonosis fight. So yeah, it's all leading up to that pretty much.
Yeah, the whole time Anakin and Padme, they're hanging out, fighting each other. Yeah. They go to Tatooine, look for his mom, and then they go to save Obi-Wan.
Right.
And there's in their situation, there's nothing threatening to them.
Right.
Even though they're supposed to be hiding out and protecting her, no one's, so I almost feel like you should have had maybe another person, or just set Django or somebody to.
I mean, he's supposed to kill her.
To threaten. Someone's supposed to go after Padme.
Yeah. What was the whole point of attacking her once and then just leave her alone. She'll hopefully come to Geonosis and then we'll kill her.
That's right.
Whatever,
Yeah. So there should have been, after Django killed Zam Wessel. Yeah. There should have been a next person in line to go after. Mm-hmm. And how awesome would it have been to do a Bosk, or a Greedo, not a Greedo, but a Dengar,
IG-88,
IG-88. Because you don't have to worry about age there, right? Yeah. So I think that was just a missed opportunity there to put them, because to me, when you put them in that situation, there's a reason to fall in love and to express your love.
And just sit around and let emotions start to brew, like you put them through some kind of conflict for them to reveal their true feelings.
Exactly.
And that kind of stuff. So, they physically find themselves close to each other because of somebody's hunting them down. Then Anakin saves her life, and she's like, "Oh, I might be in love with this guy."
Yes,
something like that.
Because he did that right before they entered the arena,
right?
But why wait? Build that up, and you can still have that scene though.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense that happens after they've survived all these three threats, and they get to Geonosis because they feel like they could go save somebody.
Right.
I think it's just a missed opportunity. It could have been a lot more action, a lot more. I think people would have felt better for the characters then.
Right.
So anyway, our episode 2 commentary is up there. It's on the podcast, episode 121 right before this one. It's on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/21network. It's right there on our Inside the Force playlist there. So all the commentaries leading up to episode 7 will be out within the next 3 weeks. Episode 3 will be up shortly, and then We just recorded episode 5 the other day. We're going to be doing 6 here soon to finish it out. And of course, I'm cutting some trailers together to kind of pump everybody up.
Awesome trailers.
Yes, love it. And again, they're echoing The Force Awakens. It's got the same track, but kind of similar shots. And it's funny how I'm finding similar shots. You know what I mean? So it truly is echoing these things. So, all right, so check that out. I guess one other thing I wanted to mention was I don't know if I guess you said you didn't really saw. I wanted to talk about this Lucas interview,
right?
That is coming out. I think I'm trying to find it again.
Was it CBS? Was it CBS?
I think it was CBS News, and it's coming out in early December. But they kind of talked about it. They kind of showed some previews or whatever. But yeah, here it is now. So it's an interview on interview that's coming on CBS, and I think they've released a clip or two about it. But first off, it kind of talks about why he sold to Disney. So he says, for one thing, as you can read by the scrolling down in the story, he didn't like going to work every day and being criticized.
Yeah, I saw some of that, snippets of that kind of stuff.
So, but then he does talk about the ideas that he had, and that Disney actually scrapped his ideas and went a different way, which makes sense about the whole Michael Arndt firing,
right? And
the JJ and Lawrence Kasdan's coming in and redoing the script. So basically, he says, quote, the issue was ultimately they looked at the stories and they said, we want to make something for the fans.
Right.
People don't actually realize it's actually a soap opera, and it's all about family problems, not about spaceships. So they decided they didn't want to use those stories. They decided they were going to do their own thing.
So Disney said it's about family problems.
No, that's what Lucas is saying.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
Lucas is saying it's a soap opera. It's about family problems, not about spaceships.
Right.
But they decided they wanted to go do their own stories. They decided they were going their own way, do their own thing. So I decided, fine, I'll go my own way and let them go their way. So,
right.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you think about?
I mean, it is
knowing this now that none of this is actually George's.
It is kind of sad. Because I've always had such high regard for George Lucas, and I still do. But I guess Disney. Maybe they were seeing some signs that this might go the same route as the prequels, and they didn't like it. They were just worried that, everybody's going to hate it again or whatever if George Lucas is a part of it. And honestly, to think of it, if Lucas didn't sell it, but he just decided to make 7, 8, 9, there wouldn't be as much hype around it. I think there's more hype around it because Lucas is gone. Would you agree with that? Or
I would definitely agree that, well, I don't know. I'm not sure about the hype. I think the hype would be there.
Yeah.
But the marketing would not be there.
Yeah.
Because he didn't spend he was in charge of spending for the marketing dollars.
Right.
Now Disney is spending. I mean, come on. Disney's spending. They've got to be spending probably $500 million in marketing right now. I mean, I'm not even joking because typically a movie has about, I think it's about 50% of its budget is then created for marketing. Mm-hmm. So you got $180 million movie. You're spending about $90 million in marketing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not joking. I think whatever the budget for this is, I don't know if anybody even knows the budget for this movie yet. Let's just say it was $150, which is pretty reasonable. Mm-hmm. I got no doubt they're spending $250 for this in marketing. Because think about it. I mean, I'm talking about. I take that back. I'm not talking about just the movie market. I'm not talking about posters and. I'm talking about all the toys.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that's the Force Awakens. But not just that either, because if you think about it, they're hyping all the other material too. So the whole Black Series stuff, that's the original trilogy characters. I mean, that contributes to this because they know that the audience, the fandom that they need to reconnect with is the ones that turn their backs on the prequels, right? The ones that are in love with the original trilogy. that's who they're getting. They're not going after the ones that like the prequels.
Yeah.
They don't have to market to them, right? Because they're already in line and they're already going. But the ones that said, you know what, I hated the prequels.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see another Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
You're flooding them with, hey, it's the original characters.
Yeah.
It's the original story.
And it's feeling more like the original movie.
Totally.
It's more like that. That's kind of interesting because I'm actually seeing that because a coworker of mine, a friend of mine from work, he was a huge original fan. Like he saw the movies when he was a kid in theaters. He's a big purist, like a true purist. And I admire him for actually being a true purist, not a fake purist. But
so he hates the prequels.
He hates the prequels, but also he's a purist in the regards that he wants the original look of the original films. He has the cleaned up versions, the THX sounding kind of movies, but he loves seeing the raw original 1977 release, that grainy, seeing those burns on the film,
right,
bleep, those little blips in those frames. He loves that, which I totally admire. That I think that's especially also from a film nut kind of thing. You like that nostalgic look for a film, which is fine, but. But he's telling me that he's completely sold 100% into Force Awakens. Like he's tried so hard not to get his hopes up for fear of being let down again. But he's with all what he's seen so far and what he's heard and read, he's 100% involved and invested in Force Awakens. So the marketing has worked for him.
Mm-hmm.
So all this stuff has worked, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm not. It doesn't actually surprise me. Because to be honest, when we found out the deal, the sell happened.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, episode 7 was released. 7, 8, 9 were announced.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had no thoughts that Lucas was going to be involved. I mean, I figure. Once you sell property, it's not yours anymore.
Right.
So they could have asked him for his advice, but they didn't have to do it.
Right.
So I ultimately kind of figured he wouldn't be part of this anymore.
Because he even said he'd be kind of like a consultant.
Yeah, and there's plenty of images of JJ meeting with him.
Yeah.
Him and Kathy.
Kathleen
Kennedy. So obviously JJ talked to him at least to find out what he had. So there's definitely probably elements in there.
Mm-hmm.
The story probably not.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, we talk about it. We talked about it many times, and including in the commentary we talked about yesterday, and that his, in my opinion, his biggest mistake with the prequels was that he wrote and directed all of them.
Yeah,
I feel like he should have wrote and directed the first one, episode 1, but he should have handed over 2 and 3, to other filmmakers. But again, we talked about it that. There's that problem with the whole union stuff. That he's funding all these things he was funding all these prequels by himself, his own money. So union directors technically couldn't work on him, which doesn't make sense to me in the end because I don't know what makes him different than the studio.
Yeah,
he is a studio, but because maybe he's independently owned.
Not a subsidiary of a big guy, company.
Yeah, exactly. So. Maybe that's the reason, but he couldn't have DGA directors. Even when he did 5 and 6, he couldn't have those. Kirshner and Marquardt were not DGA directors.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't expect to get a Spielberg or a J.J. Abrams even on the original the prequel trilogies.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It doesn't surprise me, but I'm with you. I mean, I people. And I'm glad that Dave Filoni actually champions this because for all those people that actually love the Clone Wars, those are George Lucas's stories.
Yeah.
So and that was the big reason why they're okay with the show getting canceled because George wouldn't have been a part of it anymore.
Yeah.
And all 6 seasons were his ideas. So that ultimately in my mind, is a good way to move on from that. Is to say that's George's. These 6 movies and the Clone Wars, those are all George's, and everything else from now on is Disney.
Right.
So, but I got to admit, I mean, it looks. We said it last night when we watched episode 5. Episode 5 is the movie that everybody's going to compare this to.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
They're not going to obviously talk about the prequels.
Yeah.
Except to say, look how bad the prequels were because of this movie.
But I'm curious, though, to how many allusions or references there will be from the prequels to this. I mean, there's got to be some, I would think. I don't know, Coruscant at least. Or,
very true.
You know, maybe show Coruscant or mention Padme's name or, you know, or something like that.
Yeah, that's actually a very good question.
That's probably the biggest thing I'm looking for, honestly. And
is how much Disney's going to recognize the prequels.
Yeah, like, are they going to mention Separatists? Are they going to mention Sidious or anything like that? Any big stuff like that? You know, maybe they don't have to mention Darth Maul or Count Dooku or General Grievous, but like the big events, like, you know, the stories, like, are the stories true? Like, you know, they're probably only referencing the original trilogy stories, but
you're right. They should reference the Clone Wars again, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
You know,
that would be cool
because that's even further in history.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That could be explained to Rey and Finn and stuff like that. Yeah, that is actually a good question. Is how much of the prequels is going to play into this?
Like, do Luke and Leia know now that, you know, your mother was Padme Amidala? She was Queen of Naboo. Are they going to go to Naboo? Are they going to mention Naboo?
That's true. You know,
are we going to see any kind of Gungan?
We don't even have in the comics yet either. That Luke is. You know, we've only got that one series, Shattered Empire, now. But are they curious of who their mother was?
There's got to be a story where they try to figure it out.
Who would? I mean, Obi-Wan would be the only one that could tell them, really, couldn't
Obi-Wan, yeah. And how long is he going to last? Yeah. I mean. That's it. You know, all the stories, all the records died with that because no one knew about Anakin and Padme.
Yeah, I mean, what's in the records is that she died and the baby in her belly died.
Yeah.
So there's just 2 death certificates out there, and now that there's 2 children, it's like that record, that death certificate's got to be erased, and it's got to be 2 birth certificates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you're talking about, unless
they just meet some political person who was close to Padme, who just kind of knew, one of her handmaidens or something like that. But she'd be really, really old by this point. But
well, you know, it was never included in the movie, but she had siblings, so they have aunts and uncles out there.
That's true.
You know, maybe her parents are still alive. They wouldn't be alive. Well, they would be alive after episode 6, probably still. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, also, what kind of... Are we going to see like a random Gungan walking around, or... Probably not, but...
Probably not. But that's the thing, too, about, you know, episode 6, which I know we'll mention in the commentary, but still, the explanation of Leia and her mother.
Yeah.
You know, is she talking about Bael's wife? Mm-hmm. Or she's literally talking about the time she was born.
You should have asked Leland Chi that.
I should have asked that. Yeah. You know, is she? Okay. Who is she referring to?
Yeah, have to get a hold
because if she's that strong in the Force, maybe she remembers that childhood.
Yeah,
sure. Childbirth, the images.
Of her. Yeah, sure. That'd be cool.
Or could it have been that she did know the secret? Bael told her the secret that you are adopted. Your mother was the former queen of Naboo.
Yeah.
And here are some images of her. You know what I mean? Maybe she's referring to that.
An easy way to do it. I think it'd be cool.
But Luke, you know, was never told anything.
Right.
Well, he was told things, right? He was told he was a spice mine, or he was working on a spice freighter or something.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
So someone told him
stories,
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone told him things. So, yeah, that's a good question. To hopefully it's stuff like that's answered
some point. Yeah, hopefully in a book or whatever, or movie.
Yeah, because you know there's 30 years in between 6 and 7.
Yeah,
30 years of story. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like there's gonna be. I feel like there's gonna be so much material in those 30 years leading up to like episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like. As they work on 8, as they work on 9, we're just going to get all this material that's kind of going to fill in the gaps. And then, of course, there's going to be gaps. I wonder how many years are going to be between 7 and 8.
True.
You know, 8 and 9.
Yeah.
It's
like what? So that's 6 years from now? 4 years from now. So
4 years from
4 years from
now,
now, we'll get episode 9.
We'll get episode 9. Which is not long.
No.
I mean, granted, it's good that they're already starting shooting 8. Real quiet on the Rogue One fronts lately too.
Yeah, I mean, I still hopefully we'll get a trailer for that. I'm sure. I would hope.
Yeah, I would venture to guess that they're staying away from that just because of the marketing of this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rogue One still coming next year.
That's crazy. That's fast.
It's
no time to pause for Star Wars.
No, it's constant.
Like as soon as you're
every day.
Yeah, as soon as you're done with Force Awakens, get ready for just less than a year away to get Rogue One. Then after that, less than 5 months for
5 months, and we have episode 8.
That's just insane.
Yeah, no,
insane.
Insane.
By the time the DVD comes, Blu-ray
so then
comes
it might
out,
be less than 4 years for episode 9.
Yeah,
we might get it.
Stick to a May release.
We might get it 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be May of 2019. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there'll be a celebration sometime before then, somewhere.
There's got to be one.
There'll be one
2017,
probably.
So around the time right before the movie comes out, probably.
Might be.
A month before.
Either that or after.
In the summer, yeah.
In the summer. But yeah. See, how awesome would that be, right? So you have episode 8 come out.
Yeah.
And you do celebration maybe that fall. And you got all 8 movies now running at the celebration,
Yeah.
Plus a Rogue One.
Yeah.
Jeez. You kidding me? Okay. Anyway.
It's a celebration just to watch the movies.
I know.
You just go
all week
to watch the movies.
They'll be playing them all day. Just play them all day.
Yeah.
Okay. Got anything else? I think that's anything else to talk about. Like we said, we'll look out for episode 3 commentary coming next in the release before we do next week's podcast. And again, 3 weeks away from Star Wars The Force Awakens. Thanks for tuning in on Inside the Force. We are at InsideTheForce.com. Inside the Force on Twitter and Facebook. Follow us. Share our stuff if you can. Give us a like. And tweet at us if you got any questions or thoughts on what's coming. So he's also Kryptonian1138 on Twitter. I am D Cottingham21 on Twitter. You still going to do a quote?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got one.
All right. So, like I said, get on InsideTheForce.com and you can subscribe and listen to all the podcasts there, as well as our YouTube channel. Watch all the shows we got going on there, including the Inside the Force playlist. I'm actually just... Oh, real quick, I did want to mention the Smuggler's Bounty Box.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's right. So I just got the Smuggler's Bounty Box. If you guys don't know about this, and forgive me, I failed to mention this, I think, on any other shows leading in the past couple months. But Funko has teamed up to be the official provider of the official Star Wars subscription box. It is every other month, so it's not every month like all these other ones are that I've actually tried and kind of got rid of because it was just filled with just stuff I didn't really want. I want all of the Star Wars stuff. So this is great. So the first one came out. There is going to be a unwrapping video, an unboxing video that we're going to put on the network. We just filmed it. Chad's going to cut it up and put it up there. But all the contents are in there. I'll just click it through. I got it. It was the First Order themed box. So it came with a First Order patch, a pin, T-shirt, Kylo Ren Funko T-shirt, pop figure T-shirt, a lanyard, which I'm going to wear at Celebration. Yeah. And then 2 pop figures, the Captain Phasma Chrome and the TIE Fighter pilot. And I actually got the variant one. There's actually 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's 3 figures, but you only get 2 in each box. And I got the variant one, which has the red stripes on it. And they all say, Star Wars exclusive, Smuggler's Bounty exclusive. So awesome. Go to smugglersbounty.com if you want to sign up. $25. You can do one at a time.
Great price.
It is. For all that stuff, I mean, 2 Funko figures are $30.
Yeah.
Basically. You get a T-shirt and all this other stuff. You can pre-order a year for $150, so there's no discount. But at the end of your year, you get like an anniversary item.
Awesome.
Exclusive anniversary item. So I just did the 1 month right now just because Christmas is coming up. I'll probably sign up for the year after the first of the year. But January is the first Resistance box.
Okay.
So you'll get all the light side people and all that stuff right there. So check that out. It was really cool.
Yes.
All right. That'll do it for us. For Casey Cooley.
Master Kenobi, you disappoint me. Yoda holds you in such high esteem. Surely you can do better.
Nice.
Dooku.
Little Dooku.
Little Dooku for episode 2. Stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I don't know about you, but I find myself thinking about Star Wars all the time.
On the daily.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy. So it's a great time to be a fan, and we appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to us. Check us out next week as we lead up to episode 7. And we got some plans actually brewing for episode 7. I don't even think I've told Casey yet, but we'll see if that happens.
All right.
All right, thanks guys. He's Casey.
Goodbye, everybody.
I'm David. Have a great Thanksgiving and happy holidays this weekend, and may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.